Hey Libra, this is Revan, otherwise known as Cosmic Alignment, and this is your weekly forecast for the week of January 7 to the 13th of 2019. So in this forecast, for the first part, we're going to go over the major planetary energies and shifts occurring that will be affecting the collective, and in the second part, I will be contextualizing these major planetary energies as experienced by you, Libra. So if we have your natal chart, of course, we could go ahead and even further personalize these planetary energies, but just knowing the forecast for your sun, moon, or rising sign should give you a pretty accurate idea and feel for the archetypes that are being experienced by the collective, and that will be manifesting for you uniquely. So let's get into it, Libra. So this is the first part of this forecast. This week we see, again, a Capricorn stellium. We see Mercury, the logical mind, our thinking in Capricorn, very business oriented, very down to earth and grounded. Saturn, the sun, Pluto, South Node. We see what, 1, 2, 3, 4 planets. This is 40% of the cosmos. Let your intuition sit with that. Capricorn is the ambitious businessman that wants to get things done. Very practical, pragmatic, down to earth and centered. Very, very pragmatic. There's no idealism, no big grandiose ideology. There is what's practical and what's concrete. So this energy is still carrying us forward into this week. And it's interesting to note that this Friday, which is 1/11, by the way, we have a really eventful Friday, 1/11. First of all, I want to note that the sun, the spirit, the creative energy within the cosmos, the heartbeat, will be conjunct Pluto, the underworld, evolution, death, rebirth, and the underworld. This is signaling that there is an emphasis, a deep, deep desire and emphasis on embodying our purpose, on seeking complete metamorphosis of self. And also, we are wanting to go ahead and actualize our purpose out in society in some type of sociological, cultural context, while we're being pushed and urged to embody our truth in our uniqueness in society, in our culture, and integrating our uniqueness into this matrix and transforming and evolving it, especially us Pluto, Scorpio generation. If you were born from November 1985 to November 1995, this is you, Pluto Scorpio generation is here to completely redo what it means to be a human working in this career in a cultural, sociological context. We're here to transmute Scorpio, the underworld of our ancestry and our culture and society. We are the byproduct of what came before us, and we're here to transform it, transmute it for the next generation, which is you guys, Pluto Sag, you starseeds, channeling and downloading all that incredible wise information and knowledge. Well, we're prepping the world for you, Pluto Scorpio. So anyways, sorry I went on a little rant there, but this Pluto and Sun conjunction is really just a reflection of like this deep undertone of wanting evolution and transformation right now. This Capricorn stellium, this very down-to-earth pragmatic energy, and this Pluto Sun in Cap as well, Capricorn, landing the same week is correlated because all this energy has to do with the bottom line. It is as if we got to a point where we now realize that we're not going to move forward unless we use our own personal will to really take control of our lives and mold and create our destiny by the strength of our own will, our purpose and destiny will not be actualized in itself. We have to put in effort, and at the same time, we're also learning the limitations of this purpose. While we are meant to do certain things, we also are meant to not do certain other things. We are becoming self-aware and becoming aware of our role within the collective. And this is the Capricorn energy and archetype, is finding our role, our function within the collective, thereby embodying and expressing our truth, and in a way being of service to the collective. The second major energy shift occurring this week is Venus entering Sagittarius on Monday, the 7th of January. So this energy, after Venus having gone after and through all that underworld, all that transmutation in terms of the friends, the relationships, having to completely detox and purge, and then having gone through a beautiful trine with North Node Cancer and Chiron Pisces, has been uplifted, spiritualized, and lightened up. Now we see it move into Sagittarius. What does this reflect? A deep need to discover and actualize personal truth in the form of a guiding philosophy of life in order to have a core sense of meaning and purpose. There is a restlessness that seeks perpetual expansion. This is Sagittarius energy. So there's a commitment to your personal growth and development. This vibration makes you feel connected to the energies that are at play in the universe. Now, this Venus-Sag energy, it must evolve. To evolve, it must learn that your truth is your truth. You have your perspective and your own truth, and sometimes Sag can be a little dogmatic. So with this transit, it's important to remember that your truth is your truth, your own, and that everybody else has their own truth from their own perspective. So while there are a lot of other aspects, I will just mainly point those two major aspects that I feel characterize this week, which is one about getting real self-aware about what we're up to in this life and taking some actions accordingly. Hey Libra, so this is the second part of the forecast in which I contextualize the transits going on for the week for you specifically. So when I look at the chart for the week, I don't see much action in your own sign, Libra. Double checking it, no. But something to take into account for sure is this Venus transit entering Sagittarius on Monday. So this energy has been, this Venus energy is that of love, relationships, and the interdynamics we have in terms of self-love. Now, as we all know, we just went through Scorpio season not too long ago. Actually, this is actually signaling the final exiting out of Venus in Scorpio season and now entering into Venus and Sagittarius season, in which we've gone through that underworld, all that purging, detoxing, having to let go of these old relationships that may be toxic and not helping us grow and just being stagnant. We've learned to completely detox, purge, and to at least see the way that they're holding us back and anchoring us. So Sagittarius season now sees an expansion. Now we have realized our own personal truth. Now there's this commitment to being free, independent, and to embodying our own belief and not setting any type of restriction or limitation on that. This energy is most potent for your own sign, Libra, as Venus rules the sign of Libra. All this Capricorn energy going on also, which is something to take into account. So in terms of friendships, relationships, really asking yourself, who am I spending time with? How am I spending my time? I feel that Libra's typically enjoy the company of others and like to do things in the partnership of others. Capricorn season is about getting things in motion out in this world, like concretely, setting those meetings, setting those appointments, getting those deadlines done, setting up those deadlines and getting those things in motion, which sometimes requires, forming, nurturing relationships with other people that are maybe not so much in the sphere of romance and relationship in terms of, love and marriage, but more business partnership, more based on mutual ambitions. So this energy might be coloring your own relationships, and maybe a good way to channel all that Capricorn energy through your own archetype, Libra. At the end of the week, close to the end of the week, on Friday the 11th, with this Sun conjunct Pluto, and that basically, that's a big day for everybody. This is a day like for some deep transformation, and obviously all those healers and guides are always talking about transformation, and every day and everything's all about transformation. But this is kind of big in terms of our solar system and might be being reflected some way in your own life. Sun is the heartbeat of the solar system, falling in conjunction with Pluto, the ruler of the underworld, the unconscious, subconscious contents of our psyche, merging in this sign of getting shit done in the world is a really deep undertone that I feel kind of just almost like rings this bell in the underworld, like shakes things up at the most bottom of the depth of what is our container. So you'll be sensing that come Friday. And again, I think the biggest takeaway from here is looking at who you're spending time with, looking at the types of relationships that you're forming. Because again, the end of the week, Sunday, Saturn, the inner guru, the inner elder that reminds us of our responsibilities and what we in our own selves know for ourselves, what we should be doing. Not because of any exterior factor, mother, father, friends, relationship. No, because of what I internally sense, and this is my truth, and this is me following my own guide system. This Saturn, that Saturn archetype is conjunct Mercury, the intellect, the mind, the reasoning, come this Sunday. So again, this whole week is just colored with this Capricorn Saturn energy. And for you, Libra, I feel that it is most strongly interpreted in the sense of what type of relationships are you nurturing, how are you spending your time, and just looking at the relationships you're spending your time and energy in, and just ensuring that they're serving your progress and serving the moving forward of your ambitions. And I know, we get to have fun too in the process, but it's just something to be mindful of. So anyways, this was your weekly forecast for the week of January 7th to the 13th of 2019. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you got something out of it. If you did, please go ahead and like it. If you would like these weekly notifications of these these forecasts being published, please go ahead and subscribe and you'll get a notification. So as always, hope you have a great fucking week. Libra, peace out.